As you all know, there are many demons in the demon slayer, and some demons are more powerful than ordinary demons and also called as 12 Kizukis. 12 Kizukis is basically a group of demons controlled by Muzan Kibutsuji. So in this video we're gonna explain some strongest demons from 12 Kizukis. First we got Kyogai. Kyogai was former lower rank 6 demon and also known as drum demon because his body was fitted with some drums. He was living in a mansion. When he beat the drums on his body, the entire mansion rotates. Unfortunately, his blood demon art was limited to the confines of his own place, which is a massive weakness. It's also one of the major reasons why Muzan stripped him of his rank. Ultimately, it was this weakness that Tanjiro managed to exploit to end this demon's life. Kyogai himself felt that his blood demon art was not up to the mark and was desperate to regain Muzan's trust. However, when he was fighting with Tanjiro praised his blood demon arts before landing the final blow. This moment caused Kyogai to weep tears as he was finally acknowledged. Next in our list is Rui. Rui was Lower Moon 5 demon and a member of spider family that he created at Natagoma Mountain. Many years ago, Rui was born with a weak body. Even the small act of walking and breathing was difficult for him to do, causing him to spend his majority of life inside the house. But one night, Rui was approached by Muzan, who then offered to save him and transform him into a demon. Now possessing a strong body, Rui was finally able to move freely for the first time. After killing his own family members, Rui shifted to a mountain called the Natagoma Mountain, where he created his own spider family. Rui was able to use thread manipulation, that was his blood demon art. But in the end, Rui was killed by a water Hashira, Gyo. Next, Kamanui. Kamanui was lower rank 6 demon and he was the first lower rank demon to die at the hands of Muzan during the nerve-wracking scene. Next, Mukago. Mukago was lower rank 4 demon. After Kamanui's death, Muzan asked his demons if they were scared of the Hashiras. Mukago was the first person to say that she wasn't, but at the end she was also killed by Muzan Kibutsuji. Next in our list is Wakuraba, also known as lower rank 3 demon. After seeing his fellow lower rank brothers being devoured by Muzan, fear gripped Wakuraba. He knew that there was no hope for him to survive, so he tried to run from Muzan. Unfortunately, this was a poor choice and Muzan killed him. Next in our list is Rakuro, also known as lower rank 2 demon. After seeing his brothers devoured, Rakuro tried to make a deal to spare his life. He asked Muzan to give him some of the Demon King's blood so that he could enhance his power. Unfortunately, this statement sounded like a demand to Muzan's ears, who expressed his disgust as Rakuro's audacity to tell his master to give him something without thinking first. Before Rakuro could clear the misunderstanding, he was killed by Muzan. Okay, next in our list is Enmu. Enmu was former lower rank 1 demon. He forces people into a deep sleep and manipulates their dreams to make them witness a perfect world. After all the lower rank demons were killed in front of his eyes, Enmu realized that he only had one chance of proving his worth. He tried to accomplish this by fusing his body with a train and trying to end the lives of demon slayers in it. And even the reputed Hashira was stuck in his dreams. However, his dream manipulation ultimately ended up being unsuccessful, with Tanjiro's mental fortitude being more powerful than his blood demon art. Now let's talk about upper moon demons, and also known as the strongest demons. First we have Daki. Daki was lower rank 6 demon and she was also a younger sister of Gyutaro. Gyutaro was also a demon. Many years ago, when Daki was born, she was named as Ume before turning into a demon. Daki also had a big brother named as Gyutaro. When Daki's mother died, she was raised by his big brother Gyutaro. Gyutaro and Daki were siblings who grew up in poverty after their mother died. Gyutaro, the elder brother, worked as a debt collector for a brothel, while Ume was training to be a Orion, a high-ranking Japanese courtesan. In the end, Ume blinded a samurai by poking his eye with a hairpin, but the samurai burned Ume alive. She was then discovered by her brother. He killed both samurai and the manager of the brothel. Then he carried his sister around town for the help, but no one would help them as Gyotaro collapsed from exhaustion and fatigue. After that, Doma found them, who was upper moon 6 demon at that time, and make them demons and save their lives. During the entertainment district arc, the Sound Hashira along with Tanjiro and his friends had to deal with the dual threat of Gyotaro and Daki. Both demons had equally powerful blood demon arts. But in the end, Gyotaro and Daki were killed by Tengen Uzui, Tanjiro and his friends. Next, Gyokko. Gyokko was upper rank 6 demon. Gyokko was one of the most disturbing demons in the series. His penchant for making art of human bodies was truly nightmarish and showed just how monstrous he was, treating killing like a sport and terrorizing humans for his benefits. Despite being the upper rank 5 demon, the fact that Gyokko didn't manage to hold his own against a single Hashira showed how weak he was. The demon put up a good fight and used his blood demon art to great effort, almost killing out Mojiro at one point, but in the end he was killed by Mojiro in small pieces. Next, Hantengu. Hantengu was former upper rank 4 demon. He was able to use emotion manifestation, in which he uses his own emotions to create younger, powerful clones of himself with separate core emotions. Hantengu had a really interesting blood demon art that uses his powerful emotions as a weapon. By projecting a particular emotion, Hantengu can generate a younger clone that personifies his emotions. His powers make an extremely interesting battle against a group of powerful demon slayers. However, Tanjiro's skill with Hinokami Kagura ends up his life. Defeating Hantengu was pretty tricky because his main body was a small, swift man who could run at great speeds, causing Tanjiro and his companions much trouble. All of Hantengu's bodies had unique blood demon arts of their own, making him even more dangerous. The angry Skido could create bolts of lightning. The pleasure-hungry Karaku could manipulate gusts of wind to take out his foes. The sorrowful Aizetsu could project his spear like a beam for fatal damage. The joyful Urugi could generate waves of sounds from his mouth to rattle enemies. The hateful Zohakutin could manipulate wood and used his blood demon art with such a great finesse that Mitsuri needed to push herself to the very limit to deal with this demon. After the death of Daki and Gyutaro, a new demon needed to be filled the position of upper rank 6. This esteemed honor was given to Kaigaku, who wasted no time in showing why he deserved this position. He was able to use electrokinesis, use of actual electricity, to improve the effectiveness of his thunder breathing style. His electrical powers were truly fearful and made him a worthy opponent. Given his inability to carry out the first form of thunder breathing, it was only a given that he would be the perfect opponent for Zenitsu. Next, Nakime. She was upper rank 4 demon after Hantengu's death, and she was able to control Infinity Castle. When the Demon Slayer Corp arrived at Obuyashiki's mansion to stop Muzan, they were all transported to Infinity Castle by Nakime. But in the Infinity Castle, Nakime was controlled by Yushiro. Muzan, after realizing that he can't take the control of Nakime from Yushiro, so he killed the Nakime. Next, Akaza, also known as upper rank 3 demon. When he was a human, his name was Hakuji, who was living with his sick father. In order to pay for medicine, Hakuji pickpocketed from people in town, but he was caught 3 times. The magistrate beat him and marked him with tattoos, threatening to cut his arms off the next time he was caught and calling him a demon child. When Hakuji returned home after his 3rd beating, a villager informed him that his father, having heard of his arrest, hung himself. In the letter he left, he stated he wanted Hakuji to live a full life and didn't want to take medicines if it was earned by dishonest means. With his criminal tattoos and no home to return to, Hakuji was eventually banished from Edo. One day, Hakuji was approached by Keizo, the owner of the local dojo. Hakuji challenged him in a fight, but he was defeated with ease. Keizo then took him under his wing so he could nurse Kyoki, Keizo's sickly daughter. 2 years later, Kyoki's health improved enough that she could stand and do work, and the dojo begins to grow. One day, Keizo offered to let Hakuji take over the dojo and take Kyoki as his bride. To Hakuji's surprise and embarrassment, he agreed silently, vowing to protect both of them even at the cost of his own life. One day when Hakuji went to visit his father's grave to inform him of his marriage, but quickly realized something was amiss upon his return. A student from dojo informed him that the rival dojo had poisoned the well where Kyoki and Keizo drank water from. The two died shortly after drinking that water while Hakuji had been away. Enraged, Hakuji killed all 67 members of the rivaling dojo with his bare hands, polarizing them to the point where their corpses were no longer recognizable. This incident caught Muzan Kibutsuji's attention, and though he was disappointed to find it had been a human rather than a demon who done such a gruesome act, he decided to make Hakuji one of the 12 Kizuki. Hakuji, with nothing left to protect and having lost his will to live, accepts Muzan's offer and becomes a demon. After transforming into a demon, Hakuji, now known as Akaza, lost his memories of his human past, with his only desire being to become stronger despite not knowing the reason why he wanted to become strong, due to his strength, loyalty and will to become stronger. He became one of Muzan's favorite members of the 12 Kizuki and dispatched him only for the special missions, such as searching for the blue spider lily. Akaza refused to ever eat or harm women. He was given special permission to do this by Muzan himself, likely as a reward for his loyalty. Akaza first made his appearance in the Mugen Train after Enmu's defeat, during which he defeated and killed the Flame Hashira Kyojuro Rengoku in battle. Rest in peace. After Nakime teleported the Demon Slayers to the Infinity Castle, Akaza fought both Tanjiro and the Water Hashira Gyutomioka to the death, during which he regained his memories of his past as a human and committed suicide as an act of remorse for the crimes he committed as a demon, so that he could finally pass on and reunite with his loved ones in the afterlife. Next, Doma, also known as Upper Rank 2 Demon. Doma was one of the most powerful demons in the 12 Kizuki. When he was a child, because of his beautiful rainbow-colored eyes and pure white hair, he was seen as supernatural being since birth. At 20 years old, he met Muzan Kibutsuji and then he transformed him into a demon. At Infinity Castle, Shinobu fights with Doma to avenge her sister Kanai's death at his hands. Recognizing her physical disadvantages, Shinobu turns herself into a living poison bomb, saturating her body with Wisteria poison over time. Shinobu's speed and poison attacks initially overwhelm Doma, but he regenerates and ultimately overpowers her. Doma absorbs Shinobu, consuming the lethal poison which weakens him significantly. In the end, Kanao Suri and Inosuke Hashibira arrive, allowing them to land the final blow on the poisoned and weakened Upper Rank 2 demon. Shinobu dies, but her sacrifice enables the defeat of Doma, fulfilling her mission. Next, Kokushibo, also known as Upper Rank 1 Demon. When he was a human, his name was Michikatsu Sugikune, the older twin brother of legendary demon slayer Yorichi Sugikune, a former demon slayer himself who became a demon out of jealousy and fear of death, wielding powerful moon breathing techniques and wielding a flesh-made katana. He holds immense power, serving Muzan, and is known for his obsession with strength and perfection, leading to a monstrous appearance with multiple eyes. He is also the ancestor of Moichiro Tokito. In the Demon Slayer Ultimate Showdown, Kokushibo, the Upper Rank 1 Demon, fights with formidable team of Hashiras: Gyome, the Stone Hashira, Tsunami, the Wind Hashira, Moichiro Tokito, the Mist Hashira, and Demon-Eating Genya. In the end, Kokushibo was defeated by these 4 characters. If you are interested in more anime content, then hit the subscribe button and like button. Thanks for watching. Bye.